Welcome to another episode of Shift Change. It's been a long time, but we are back. We have Nicole, Brandon, Dave, and I'm Elijah. Robert is behind the scenes for us today. We have a great show for you today. A lot of stuff to recap in the NHL world, and also some of our Shift Change topics as our little fun thing to do on the show. But first, how is everybody doing? Nicole, we'll start with you. How's it going?
Doing pretty good. I can't wait for this heat to die down. It's crazy.
Yes, we all cannot wait for it to die down. Dave, how's it going? Okay, we'll go to Brandon. Brandon, how's it going?
Good. How are all you doing today?
I was gonna say I know Dave's delayed. It's always you have to give it like an extra like 20 seconds.
Extra
Yeah.
26, of course, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome back.
Yeah.
Brandon, go ahead.
It's going good. I'm just glad I'm not working in this tonight.
Yeah, imagine. Oof.
But yeah, because I would be toast. I mean, yesterday I was like pouring sweat, but I'm all right. I got at least tonight I get to enjoy. Well, hopefully, enjoy the soccer game. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, USA got the victory yesterday, so that's all that matters. We'll talk about the World Cup in a little bit later on in our show. But first, let us talk about the Stanley Cup and the recap of that because we haven't been on in such a long time. The Carolina Hurricanes became Stanley Cup champions, defeating it in 6 games. Vegas is what the series went to, 6 games. It was really, I think, one of the most exciting series, I think, in a long time in the NHL. I mean, really, all great. All 6 games were exciting. Games 2 and 3 went to overtime and double overtime, which was exciting in itself. Jordan Stahl was the MVP of the game. But overall, what are your all thoughts about uh, this cup game and how everything went out? So I'm going to start with Nicole first.
One, I'm really happy Vegas lost. Two, I'm really excited that Jordan Stahl is once again a Stanley Cup champion. Three, I'm happy that my Carolina Hurricanes jersey was still pretty much relevant because it was an Eric Stahl jersey and the Stahl legacy in Carolina lives on. I do expect him to retire after this though because he is
Oh yeah,
37 years old. He's had an amazing run. He will definitely get his jersey retired in Raleigh,
oh
100%.
1,000%. That is no question about it. 1,000%. And back to the Vegas thing, I had Vegas as my cup pick. I was my in our bracket pool. That was my pick. I said it all along. It's like Vegas has it. Vegas has it. But yeah, but you know what? I gotta give Vegas credit though. What is this, like their 8th year in the league now, 8th or 9th year? We're coming up
Something
around
like that.
something like that, and they've made already what 3 Stanley Cup appearances, already
Yeah.
won 1 cup already. I mean, that is some resume you could say for some brand new expansion team. So you got to give them a lot of credit. Really incredible to see. We lost Dave there for a
And
second.
Dave.
Let's stay for you, Brandon. We'll go to you. What did you think of the game?
you know, I I mean, I had Carolina pretty much winning it the whole way. I mean, I had my final originally was Colorado and Carolina, but and I
No, we know
had
how
Colorado
Colorado goes.
and I
Well,
had Colorado winning the whole thing, even with the President's Trophy curse. Um, but I think once Carolina basically comfortably got through 2 rounds, I was like, yeah, I don't see how anyone beats Carolina at this point. Um, I really think that when I was watching the games, like a lot of people say going into the final, oh yeah, Vegas is better, and I'm like, on paper probably, but Carolina, this had been building for years. They had started to get pieces in place alongside their veterans. They started to, more or less, kind of. This is what was brewing for them for a few years. I mean, Rod Brindamore, he had gotten them into the playoffs damn near every year, like for what seems like forever at this point. Um, it was just a matter of time, I think, honestly. And you know, I didn't like. I mean, I don't think anyone did. I didn't like the goaltending matchups we got all series. There was not much goaltending to speak of, but when Carolina just is to me is more sound defensively than Vegas is, that just makes the world a difference. And we always say, hey, defense wins championships eventually. In the end, it did. Um, but I think that if I had to, kind of like do it all over again, like honestly, I should have been smarter about picking, Colorado to win the whole thing because it's like I shouldn't have fallen victim to the hype and the President's Trophy curse. But because otherwise I would have gotten the bracket challenge pretty close, spot on. Um, but I think overall, it's well deserved for Carolina that they've been waiting for this. Their fan base is a different story, though. I don't like their fan base,
No,
but
I don't.
but
Nor do I like Carolina in general because how many times the Devils have, lost them, especially in the playoffs in recent years. I've
yeah,
never been a big Carolina fan,
well,
except
yeah,
for the David Ayers Toronto story. That I think
yeah.
was the only good thing out of Carolina that I think will sit with me for a
Oh
long
yeah.
time.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you know what's like weird about it though is like, obviously because we're in the metro with them, we do hate them, but it's like I don't hate them for being successful.
No.
It's just I don't like how much their fan base would brag for up until this point a team that hadn't won much of anything.
Absolutely.
That's kind of what really kind of irked me about them was how confident their fan base was year in and year out. I mean, you got to have a little bit of that in your fan base. You got to have a little bit of belief, but it was almost like for them, it felt like, well, yeah, they're just delusional Canes fans, but but
Yeah.
but I mean, they finally got it, and they finally, I mean, it's been a long time coming. I mean, what? Because they won, what was that 20 years ago?
20 years ago.
Yeah.
So so it had been a while for how many good teams they'd had in the past, how many times they came close. So I'm happy for the team. I'm happy for everybody involved with the team, but the fan base, no. But that's
Of
a different
course.
story.
Yeah. I mean, you can't be happy for the fan base. I mean, because the way they treat and celebrate, but
Hmm.
on the bright side, though, I mean, you got. I'm going to go back to the President Trophy thing when you talked about it for a second. I think it's a lesson learned for everybody. No matter what, though, if you're the President Trophy winner, you ain't gonna win nothing. I could assure you on that one. That is a fact.
Hmm.
You're not gonna win the Stanley Cup, and I've been saying that from day one. If you win the President's Trophy, you're not gonna win the Stanley Cup. The goal in the NHL is not to be in first place. That is what I
No.
say every single time. The goal is to be second or less, never first, because there's always that curse that follows it too. In terms of the Carolina fan base, yeah, they've been dying for this win for a long time, and you know what? I could see why they've been dying for. I mean, what every playoff year, they're always in the playoffs,
Yeah.
Hmm.
but it's either the second round or the conference championship. They're out immediately.
Yep.
And then we never see Carolina again. They always do great in the first round. Everything's hyped up, hyped up. Second or third round, that's it. They're out. They're out. We don't see them again. So I could see why this means a lot to this Carolina fan base who has struggled through a lot of playoffs without seeing nothing. Really.
On that topic too, like from watching Carolina all these years, they've been due to win this Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised it took 6 years because
It
we
took this
can't.
long. I know.
I mean, as Devils fans, we can't beat them, and
Well,
they make it to the second and third rounds in the playoffs in the past couple of years, and it's just shocking that they fell apart pretty much like Colorado did this year. But I'm really happy that Carolina finally got that cup. I really am, and I'm really happy for Brenda Moore and all he's done to lead this team. You could tell that the chemistry in the locker room is there, and he's behind the entire bench. They all love him. The energy's just there, and I hope that with the new era that we have as Devils fans, that we can kind of get that same energy as well, because I
Well,
don't really think we have that.
that was my next question. If let's just say we minus the Devils for a second and winning a Stanley Cup, who would be your early pick to win the cup if it's not the Devils?
If it's not the Devils,
If it's not the Devils, who's your pick? For me, I think it's Florida. They got both
Hmm.
the Chuck brothers now. I keep saying their name wrong, but that's just they got a horrible name. It's a great horrible name to pronounce. It's great. But I think that they're one of the Chuck. Yeah,
to Chuck.
good talk. Yeah, same thing. Hockey stick. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but I really think that they're gonna be a stacked team. I mean, they've been stacked all along, and they won the Stanley Cup previously in the previous years. And I think that this is a team that absolutely can dominate and could actually win the Stanley Cup for sure. And there we go. Thank you, Robert, for the Florida players. And yeah, I mean, you could just look if you look down their roster, it is a stacked
yeah.
roster. I mean.
Hmm.
And if let's just say Vegas doesn't get back into the Stanley Cup final and we minus Carolina from the equation, to me the perfect sense has to be Florida is going to win the Stanley Cup.
If it is Florida, you're going to see Akira Schmidt and Jacob Markstrom win a Stanley Cup.
Which is crazy but again,
I know.
at the same time too though is the Devils just got the new GM. This is
Yep.
his first like off-season rebuild, and he's already making some incredible moves, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But I want to get to your guys' picks. Who do you guys think would win the Stanley Cup if it's not the Devils?
If I'm going with my heart, Dallas. But
Really?
yes, because Dallas has always been a contender up until this year. And I also think they're pretty much due to win this cup as well, especially with Jake Ottinger behind the in net. He's an incredible goaltender. I say it every year. I wish he was a Devils goalie. They did have a really bad season this year. They did not make the playoffs. And I don't see them making them again
Yeah.
this upcoming season, just with all the rebuild and everything that they're going through. So if I was going with my heart, I would take Dallas because I really do want to see them win.
Yeah.
But if
Okay.
I'm being realistic, yeah, there's the Dallas roster.
Yeah, there's Dallas roster. Robert's right on point with this, so shout out to him in the back.
Especially too for Dallas. Going back to that real quick, Jason Robertson, he really wants out, and they
Yeah.
can't really seem to find somewhere to place him.
That's a great point.
He just wants a lot of money. That's
Yeah.
that's the big problem. Is he wants almost too
15
much.
million.
Yeah.
He does. Brandon, who do you want as a Stanley Cup pick if it's not the Devils?
I mean, maybe it's just the pessimist in me. I would never go Devils unless they have unless they wow us in an off season, which they never seem to do.
No. Next year though, I feel like it's gonna be next year.
Yeah,
Because if we're already seeing some of these big moves now, like with Hamilton and everything now, and just now this offseason, there's hope for me that next season's gonna be the year the Devils finally rebuild and give us some hope in New Jersey.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, and the thing is, Sonny's already doing a great job unraveling the mess that Fitz put us in.
Absolutely.
But I think, I mean, obviously, of course, I would love it to be us. But if it's not us, I mean, if you know what's funny, if it's not Carolina again, I mean, it could be Florida, yeah, but it also could be Washington.
Ooh.
Yo, that's a good one.
Because
Ovi didn't retire yet. That's a good
No,
point.
he didn't sign his extension yet either.
Yeah,
No.
but the thing is that Washington either has a plan in mind that either they're going to do this without him, what I think it is they're kind of retooling with the idea that he's going to give it one more shot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Great question too. Do you think he comes back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he still has a lot left in the tank. I don't think it's like somebody where you see the numbers declining drastically.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think he still, has a little bit left. I still think he's somebody that could play for 2 or 3 more years. I don't think he will. I think he would play one more. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, the Kyrou and Tuck, those two massive signings make a world of a difference because really, when you look at what they had offensively, I mean, in terms of forwards and all that stuff, it was really just Ovi kind of for the last couple of years, kind of just him running the show, trying to score as many goals as possible. When you add Tuck and when you add Kyrou to it, who are both, can score you 30, 40 goals, that's never a bad thing. So, and both guys are in the prime of their careers too, which helps. Tom Wilson obviously still being a menace there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
I think that, I don't think Washington is done yet. I still think they have a few more moves left to make. But I think that, they're kind of like a sleeper that people are forgetting about. I mean, just because of the uncertainty with Ovi. But I think in the end, when you've got 3 guys of that caliber, Kyrou, Tuck, and Ovi, that's a hard, group to stop.
Yeah.
So I think that, I mean, if Carolina doesn't go back to back, which it's possible, it's hard to do in any sport.
It is hard to do in any sport.
Florida has the best roster out of the East, I think, by a mile, but Washington, I don't think is done yet, and they've already built this up that they could go far. They can go far without Ovi.
Yeah.
But I think they did this with the intent that he is going to give it one more year.
Yeah.
So
I think he is going to give it one more year, and I think that is going to be Washington's final. Okay, here's what we can do.
mhm,
Let's see if we can do it for Ovi, and have him retire with 2 cups behind his back, and not
Yeah.
just 1 cup and a record broken. Because at the end of the day, what matters most to me as a fan, and this applies to all sports, I look at, okay, great, you accomplished records and everything, but did you make your team, and did you help your team win a championship?
Yeah.
mhm.
That's what I look at the most. One championship is not going to cut it for me, and categorizing yourself as one of the greats of all time. And that's why I'm like so big on, okay, a championship matters to me more than if you break records or if you
Mhm.
accomplish this and that in the regular season. Like in Aaron Judge, for example, everybody says Aaron Judge, the greatest Aaron Judge, but what has he brought the team? Has he won a championship yet for this team, for the Yankees? No, not yet, and who knows if he ever will. And that's why I have my beef about Aaron Judge as an example in baseball world, for example.
I can see that. It's like it's just that to me, like in team sport, any team sport, like it's so hard for one player. Like I think in baseball, it's probably the toughest. It's the toughest argument to make that case for baseball, because when you're considering how hard it is to be successful in baseball,
Yeah,
especially as a team, like because even last year, Judge is one of those guys where last year he was the only guy doing anything in the postseason for the Yankees. So it's tough when you have that expectation. Now before that, you can make the case, yeah, it falls on his shoulders for not showing up in the postseason. But I I think I mean, some of the greatest players ever were not good postseason performers, or they never got there with how great they were. Ken Griffey never got there. Barry Bonds
yeah,
never got there. That was like it was just like that's A Rod for years was a postseason choker until '09. Um, it's like to me in baseball, it's just so hard to be a great, just because it's like you need a team around you to in basketball one guy could get a team deep in the playoffs. uh Hockey, one guy could be your leader, captain, goal scorer, and maybe not make the playoffs but at least get you close, or just sneak in. Baseball, if you only have one really good star player, one or two, you're gonna have an awful season.
yeah.
So it's like it's kind of hard. Just that's why I kind of like with Judge. I'm a little bit softer on it. I wasn't at first, like when I was like in college, and I was like, oh, he's a playoff choker. But I think I think Ovi is one of the greats. I still think that when it comes to the debate between him versus Sid, I still think Sid's the better player.
No.
Um,
I don't think so.
I
No, I
I
disagree with that.
I think because you know why? Because goal scoring, but Ovi doesn't pass the puck. Sid does.
Hmm.
So I think Ovi's probably more skilled, but I think that the better overall player, I think is Sid, and also Sid's got the cups.
That's true
So
too.
so I think that because like with Ovi is always just, hey, you find him somewhere in between the dots there and let him just rip it. But you know, but Sid is somebody where it's like he can score from any point on the ice, just like Ovi. But he's just better at finding. I mean, he also had better teammates in his career, but he was better at finding guys,
He did.
the puck.
I mean,
So
but his championships also came in 2009, 16, and 17, the
yeah,
good years of Pittsburgh. Now we haven't seen much from Crosby. If
No.
anything, if we're talking about after the Pittsburgh championship in 2017, we can definitely make the case and argue, okay, saying, yeah, Washington and Ovi definitely had, a much better run, as you could say.
yeah,
He broke the records. He made a Stanley Cup appearance and won the Stanley Cup. You could definitely most certainly argue that it is Ovi from the 2017 era. But overall, though, I could see why you make the point for Sidney Crosby again because of the early days of Crosby in the NHL, winning those 3 cups starting in '09.
yeah,
I
yeah.
want to shake things up a bit.
Yeah,
What if
please.
you added Patrick Kane to the mix? Who would you say is the better overall player between the three of them?
Ooh, that is a great question.
Because if you're adding all three, I'm taking Patrick Kane.
Why?
He's just insane. Like the way that he shoots that putt, like he's still kicking. I know he's testing free agency and all, but just what he accomplished with Jonathan Toews in Chicago was miraculous to me, especially when, after 2012, the Devils lost the Stanley Cup. I kind of just stumbled upon them, and they were like my second favorite team at that point. Like it was always just, Toews, Kane, Seabrook, Duncan Keith, Brian Campbell, Corey Crawford. Like it was that group. And
Yeah, it was.
just seeing Patrick Kane's name all over the place. Like, yes, Jonathan Toews is also a really good player, but I don't think he had the stamina and the success that Patrick Kane is still seeing. I just think that, like, from Brandon's point, I could kind of see how Ovi and Kane are maybe similar because, yeah, he tends to shoot the puck a lot, but he's also similar in the sense of Sid, where he does find his guys when he needs them. So if you're kind of adding him to the mix, I think he kind of takes the crown from both of them.
I mean, he has 3 Stanley Cup wins, but to me, I would still put Ovi and Sydney over Kane.
Really?
Personally, I just think that if we look at when he won those cups and where he is now as an unrestricted free agency, and as right now, you got to look at those factors. Look at the 2 players that are still there, like Sidney Crosby. He's still a Pittsburgh Penguin. You look at a guy like Ovechkin. He's still on the Washington Capitals.
You got that
I would
too, yeah.
still take them over because they were still committed to their team, trying to rebuild with their team. They're not looking to do what's best for the money standpoint. They're looking for how can I help make this team better, and how can I leave my mark as a Penguin, as a Capital, and have my name forever hanging on the Raptors of those arenas.
Yeah.
Kane is not one of those players, considering how many teams he's went through and now continue to look
But
forward to.
you know what it is for me and why kind of Kane is third? Just because, I mean, I had to look at the numbers because I wanted to make sure I was right about this. But he hasn't had a really, really either in terms of health or a really a Patrick
Memorable
Kane type season since COVID.
Yep.
So to me, while Ovi and Sid are still doing it at a high level, Kane's kind of dropped off towards the end of his career.
Yeah.
But I mean, but Patrick Kane is still the best American player.
Yeah.
No
He's still the
question.
greatest American player of all time. But I still think that if you were to talk about it in the era, if you were to put a top 5 together, I think he's in that top 5.
Yeah.
But I still think I think Ovi and Sid because they all have longevity, but Ovi and Sid's longevity combined with just their skills still at this level at their age, I think, and it just Ovi probably did the most with less.
Yeah.
But I think that that's why it's hard to compare the 3 because I'm I think Sid is the better player offensively than Ovi when you combine goals plus assists, what he does for a team.
Right.
I think Ovi did the most with less, and I think Kane is kind of one of those guys where he was somewhere in the middle where it's he didn't have the team, he had great teams, but there wasn't the fully loaded roster that Crosby had for years, and it wasn't almost having nothing like Ovi had. So it's I kind of, if I'm gonna do it that way, to me, and it's no disrespect to Ovi, but Ovi's a guy you make a case for being third on that list. But I still think in my eyes, I would still put Kane third. But I don't think it's a distant third. I think he's pretty close. It's just that I just think the longevity and the impact that Ovi and Sid make, I think, puts them over the top.
Yeah, I think that's fair points to make. Switching gears, let's talk about some of the coaching moves in the NHL. There's been 6 big coaching moves, at least from so far, at least Edmonton, Toronto, Vegas, Los Angeles, Vancouver, and Columbus, that have happened over the past couple of weeks and months, as we could say. I want to start off with Vegas, however, because in Vegas' standpoint, Tortorella says he is not coming back. He is done with Vegas. And to me, I think he's going to head, and I think he's going to go, in my opinion, right back to ESPN and not continue coaching. But I think that was, I think, one of the surprise moves. Did you guys expect him to stay? Did you expect him to leave? Like, what were you thinking in that standpoint, from the Tortorella standpoint?
Vegas is just like a very. They're not a nice team. Like the best way to put it, like they backstabbed Fleury, they backstabbed Jim Montgomery. He can't even interview with other teams. I'm not surprised that they canned Tortorella because they only brought Tortorella in to get that Stanley Cup.
Yep. Yeah. They that was really the only goal, and I mean Vegas was also on a downfall too, but they never. I mean,
Yeah,
and
they didn't want to admit it. Though.
Really, yeah, exactly. But I thought he was going to stay another year personally. I mean, but I guess that's their decision. That was his decision to leave. But still, one of the big surprising. But any other coaching moves to you guys that really surprised you from the coaching carousel? I mean, from the 6 that we just saw.
What is Toronto doing hiring Jim Hiller?
Don't even get me started with Toronto.
Maybe that's the only place that they accept the passport.
Like, like
I don't know. I mean, that's my guess. I mean, it's just
one of my coworkers is a Kings fan, and when I told him that, because he didn't know, like because I was keeping up on it because he was at work, and I came in and I told him, I said, hey, by the way, I was like, your buddy's got a new head coaching gig. He's like, oh, Jim Hiller, fantastic. Where? Toronto. He started laughing. Like he was like, oh, he's like, you couldn't script it better.
Yeah.
Because it's just like Toronto, with all their playoff shortcomings, with the talent that they had, and now they're not gonna, and then obviously they're slowly piece by piece leaving. To bring in an underachieving coach like that, it's like, yeah, I don't understand what the philosophy is. I don't understand what direction they want to take when that's like. I mean, I know that there's probably not a lot of coaches that want to come to Toronto, given given that they're just slowly fading away. Not even slowly, they're just fading away in general.
They're irrelevant.
Yeah. But like to bring in a coach that's equally as irrelevant is kind of fitting. I mean, it's funny, but it's fitting.
Yeah, it really is. Should we make a shift change?
Let's do it.
Let's do a shift change. Okay, so what would you like to talk about of our 3 topics? We have America 250, World Cup, and Carousel of Progress. What would you like to start off with as our shift change?
Can we talk about the World Cup?
Let's start with the World Cup, and let's talk about USA yesterday. 2-0. They got a victory. Robert's joining us.
I knew it.
He's ready. He's joining us. He's been. If you follow him on Instagram, what's the scoop and all that, he's been really added with all the social media. He's been doing a great job at it. I want to say that. You got 3 games today: Spain, Austria, Portugal, Croatia, Switzerland, Algeria. Overall, though, how do we think this is going with the World Cup? What are our thoughts on it? I got my own thoughts, but I'll save it for the end because, yeah. So
I want Robert's thoughts because I know he did not expect to see the U.S. make it this far so far.
Yeah, I mean, nobody did.
I definitely did not. If you follow what I've said on What's the Scoop and on our socials, keep in mind I've been following this team very closely since 2010. Yeah. This federation is awful. It's just bad. It's just bad. They're bad. They've been bad forever. Not to mention what's been going on with the women's game, especially during that kind of 2017, 2018 period. I'm so relieved. I'm so relieved to play European football finally. Just play football.
Argentinian football.
No. This is European ball. This is European ball. This is not Argentinian ball. This is European ball. Brandon knows. This is what Pochettino did his first year at Chelsea. This is exactly what he did. And I feel so relieved. I don't care what happens on Monday. I could care less. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
I feel so good about where we're going as a country. Finally,
Yeah.
that's how it feels because this group. I mean, just the constant defense, the lack of attacking. I could go on and on and on. I could go on about what happened in 2017. That Trinidad loss is one of the most painful things I've ever experienced. I could go on and on about all that, but this group feels like we're finally building something on the men's side that we haven't built really since 2010, but really since 2002. So
Yeah.
it just I feel an immense sense of relief, and then I feel like, oh yeah, this is what we expected when you bring a guy like Pochettino in.
Mm-hmm.
It took a year and a half to get done, 2 years to get done, but it feels good. I mean, we came in, Brandon knows this, we came in with the U.S. team looking at what they did in the friendlies, looking at what they did against Belgium, looking at what they did against Portugal in this run-up and going, there's nothing here. There's nothing here to stand on. And then seeing this just feels so good, especially considering how bad the top countries look.
Yeah.
Other than France and Argentina, they look really bad.
England too. England, they couldn't even
England-
score in the previous game.
England looks bad, but the problem is Thomas Tuchel, that we knew that roster was bad going in.
Yeah.
Because
Harry Kane bailed them out yesterday.
yeah, I just
As he's been doing the whole tournament.
as it's been
really.
basically the same with Jude Bellingham. With England, I'm kind of pissed. I picked them to beat Mexico. That ain't happening. If you see England media today, which I did before going to bed last night, I was like, wow, this is more ugly than I thought.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad. They don't have a right back right now. They're putting left backs at right. It's a mess. I don't know.
They don't have a back line in general.
They don't have a back line in general. They really don't. I don't know what Thomas Tuchel was thinking. I really don't with this roster across the board. I don't know what they're thinking. I'm really tired of the park the bus philosophy here. We've seen that throughout the entire World Cup. It's really annoying. It's not entertaining football. I mean, think about let's be honest, okay? The Prem was not entertaining this year.
Yeah.
With Arsenal just playing basically Italy football. Italy's not here for a reason. That's part of why they're not here.
Yeah. Well,
You're seeing football kind of diluting a little bit because it's just there's the attacking's just bad.
yeah.
It's not saying it's not an entertaining World Cup. It is. It's just kind of going in the way of what we've seen in the Prem the last few years of like this is not entertaining football. We're just going to stick to a philosophy versus just playing football and playing attacking football. And you're seeing the U.S. do that. And does that mean they beat Belgium? I don't know. Especially without Bellingham, I don't know. I don't
That's
think
fair.
so. I don't think so. But Belgium's also been terrible. So I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, if we do, that's as far as we'll go. I think that's quarters was what I figured going in. If that was best case scenario, so. Yeah, I know Brandon's very nervous for tonight. I tortured him because I said 1-1, 5-4 pens tonight for you, but but you're having the same issues with Portugal that I think every major country is having so far.
No, it's the same. It's the same thing. Like I'm just not. And I said this last night on our show. I was like, when I watch Portugal play, it's like you have arguably the most talented roster in this tournament,
especially in the midfield. It's gross,
yes, especially in the midfield. But when they're not playing up to par, when they're not, like just when they're not pushing the ball up the pitch when they have counterattacks, when they're not, take a chance, take a shot when you have an open lane to shoot at. It's like I know that
it's just basics.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's basics.
And that's why if this whole thing blows up in Portugal's face, which it inevitably will, because my God, there's always something that goes wrong for us. I just think that and we knew this coming for a while. We know that Roberto Martinez is out whether they win or lose this tournament.
Right.
But when a guy has no clue what the hell he's doing at manager, when there's no tactics to speak of, when there's no sense of urgency from the coach on down to the roster, on every player on the roster, that's a problem. They've said the right things in the media all week leading up to this game, but talk is nice, but you need to actually win the game. Show us that you're actually serious about going far in this tournament. You're already top, literally they come into this tournament. What, Portugal was 4th or 5th in the world,
Right?
So
and you were the favorite to win the group. You were the only favorite that didn't win their group.
yeah, and a lot of that is because of Roberto Martinez. Like that, like I said last night, and I'll say it again. It's when I'm watching. I mean, in the first game, I knew we were in trouble from the very first game against Congo because even though Congo did deserve to be here and they did play well for what they accomplished, I do think that, for Bruno Fernandes to not have a shot on goal until the 90th minute of the game is just ridiculous. And just, I mean, in every other game, he's not creating passes for anybody. Like there's no one's making. I mean, it falls on the whole team, but no one's making runs. Our midfield, which should be constant pressure, constant attacking, they are not taking any shots on net, even when they have an open chance. And then there's just times. I mean, even I pointed out last night with the Colombia game. On was that Sunday, Sunday or Saturday, whatever it was. That they had chances on counterattacks to get the ball in the middle of the field for open goals, and they just chose not to. It's you can't play timid in the World Cup, and you can't play without having a strategy, having any kind of tactics. So I don't understand. I understand you want to prioritize possession and patience and not giving away the ball, but at some point you have to attack. You have to score goals. It's soccer. You can't sit there and just be like, oh, we're gonna hold the ball for 90 minutes and see if we can score one goal and eke out a 1-0 win. It's like soccer doesn't work that way. So
and this is why I'm really happy with what France is doing, minus their first game against Senegal, at least the 68th minutes of those games, the first 68 minutes. This is why I love what France is doing. This is why I love what Argentina is doing, because it's just free flowing football, moving the ball, easy. Defensive shape is excellent. So that's why I'm happy with both of them. We'll see what Spain does today. Spain has been perfect. So we'll see what they do today, because I feel like against Austria, you're finally going to see them kind of come into their own later on today. But yeah, this is why I'm so excited about both France and Argentina, because to me, they are playing complete ball top to bottom.
And for those tuning in for the first time, this is kind of what we do on our show, Shift Change. We do Shift Change. We go from hockey, but then the shift changes to other sports and topics. So now we are in the World Cup segment at the moment, for those wondering at home. I want to give my thoughts real quick at the World Cup. Real quick, USA, really happy with them and with their performance so far. A lot of great games have been happening today and going forward. Mexico, really, I'm impressed with them with their win the other day with Ecuador. That was an incredible win.
They're so lucky playing at home in that altitude.
I mean,
oh my God,
also,
the energy is
the USA
incredible.
as well. I mean, because if you think about it, USA and Mexico, they've both been lucky. They're going to play. Mexico gets to play again at home this week for the next round, and the previous round too. USA, they're continuous. They're home no matter what, just in a different stadium every time.
I mean, I'm not worried about the U.S. Literally, the entire tournament's in America, minus
Canada,
minus like quarter of the games.
The only thing I gotta say about this World Cup, though, as a commuter in New Jersey, I hate the mess it's bringing to us right now.
I'm 20 minutes from downtown in Seattle. I don't see any of it. I'm fine.
You're gonna see it on Monday.
Oh, you'll see it soon.
No, I won't, because I'm in a suburb. I'm fine. I'm literally that's how
the
state works.
For me, see here, I was on the radio WSU on Tuesday, and we had a game that day. The game didn't start till 5:00. I was on the road at 12:30, every exit was shut down
Oh,
on the New
yeah.
Jersey
Because
Turnpike.
because it
It was a
was
mess.
France.
Usually I
'Cause it was
take
France.
Secaucus, the exit to Secaucus. They closed that down. For what reason? I have no idea. If you go to Rutherford, you couldn't go that way. You had to go through 46 and 80 if you wanted
Yep.
to head towards North Bergen area, or wherever in that area in general.
Rob,
It
Rob
just
knows my pain. I've been talking about this for like 3 months now about how bad, or no more, like over a year. When they
We
announced
we've
that
we've
this
been
World Cup was coming here,
we've been talking about Brandon and I have been talking about this for 3 years. Once we knew the final was coming to
oh
Yeah.
New
yeah,
Jersey
we just knew it
3
was gonna be
years
a
ago,
mess.
we knew it was gonna be a
But
mess.
not
I
just
mean,
that. Look
yeah.
at the New Jersey Transit rider commuters. I feel awful for them if you think about it. No train service to Penn Station. Then
yeah,
you have to sit in 3.5 hour delays. And on top of that, New Jersey Transit just raised their rate for fares on yesterday, July 1st. So on top of that, that was our little gift from transit saying, okay, let's raise the price just a little bit. But yeah, all right.
I'm excited to see how I'm
The final
excited to
goes.
see how the final goes. And also, I love that players are complaining about the pitch. It's literal grass. And I was watching the
Welcome
game
to MetLife
yesterday.
Stadium or New York, New Jersey Stadium, where no matter
Yeah,
grass or turf or a brick
it's
wall, it's still going to be trouble.
it's really flat. This is gonna sound
it
really
is.
stupid. It's really the pitch is really flat, and you could see patches where it's like kind of not worn in enough. And I'm like, what is going on? I still wish Dallas got the final.
Oh, yeah.
I know Jerry was pushing for it, and it just didn't end up happening.
I mean, we knew it had to be New York, New Jersey, because where else would it be? Because New York, New Jersey, if you think about America, you think about the Statue of Liberty, you think about the Empire State Building, you think about a New York City and a New York finale. You don't think of Dallas, Texas as
Okay,
America.
but
If you're
hold
from
on,
the
but
outside
hold
world,
on.
I mean, what is your definition of, okay, if you're an outside tourist, what is the definition? This also segues into America 250 4th of July weekend. What
Right,
is the
but here's the
definition
issue.
of America from an outside tourist? Is it Disney World in Orlando? Is it New York City? Is it, I don't know, the Golden Gate Bridge in California and San Francisco? What is
I was gonna say
the US?
Dave's answer might be different,
Well,
but
well, I apologize, Eli, but the issue is the Copa America wasn't good when you guys hosted that final.
Well, we knew that, but yeah.
Like so like you guys host pretty much every major final. I understand that, but the Copa America wasn't good. The Gold Cup finals
But
that
yet
you guys
again,
haven't been good.
yet again, the Copa was a mess everywhere. Look at Miami; they were climbing through fence at one point, trying to get into the stadium.
yeah,
So
I
if we think
forgot
about it,
about
though,
Almost
the
forgot
whole
about
Copa
that,
event
too.
was just a nightmare to begin with. New Jersey, not New Jersey. I mean, look at Miami, for example, and they didn't even. Well, I don't even think it was the final; it was just a regular game, if I'm not mistaken.
I
wrong?
I think we're getting the 2028 Copa America. At least that's the rumors that I'm hearing. So we'll see.
Regardless, though, but yeah. So that's my next question, though. What is like when you think of America from an outside perspective? What do you first? What it comes to mind? What do you think of? And Nicole, I'm going to start with you because I know for you, I know you would say Jersey Shore and Atlantic City, but like
I
besides
would not say that actually. No.
what is something you would say though?
I would pretty much say that New York is the epitome
Of
of
America.
the USA. Like everything that you said, the Statue of Liberty, um, all the songs that literally talk about how New York is like where people come to make their dreams come true. Like literally, it's all that.
Next
Like
song.
I
That's my
don't.
next question. I'll bring up too. Is the theme song to New York Frank Sinatra or Alicia Keys?
I mean, it's always been Frank, hasn't it?
Frank
From-
Sinatra,
Frank Sinatra. I
100%.
mean, but I mean, if you look
because
at
this
the
this
Knicks
is what
parade, though,
the
they went
Yankees
full on
use it.
Alicia Keys.
I will tell you
Oh,
though.
because it's because the Knicks and it's basketball.
I guess
You're
but
always going to
still.
use more hype music, I
Yeah,
guess.
but like if we're not putting sports in like the realm of it, the theme of New York, New York is Frank
Frank
Sinatra.
Sinatra.
It's not Alicia Keys. But I will say, when I was a kid and we went to Madame Tussauds in New York, the very end of the exhibit, there was a New York themed one. And as you walk into it, all you hear is Empire State of Mind, like
That's
blaring
right.
through the speakers. I'm telling you, the chills that I had, like that song is more so like, chasing your dreams in New York. Like this is where you come to make those happen.
Yes.
New York, New York by Frank Sinatra. It's pretty much the theme of New York.
The theme of New York, and if you're like, yeah, that to me, Empire State of Mind, that song is like, okay, you're driving down the Hudson River, you're driving down somewhere, and then that's the song that plays. You
Yeah.
know, this is where you're at. This is dreams come true.
There's no replacing Frank Sinatra. I'm sorry, you can't.
No, they're absolutely not.
Well, you know what it is though. Like, and you know why? Like, I mean, how long have the Yankees used Frank's song after every win? So
Yeah,
like
forever.
So I even like when I go to Yankee Stadium, I mean they're 0-2 when I'm there this year. I mean I don't want to even talk about them at this point.
The June swoon.
But yeah, that's turning into July.
Yeah, well, it's July now. Yeah,
But
Still July.
but at the same time, whenever they win, the second that final strike is recorded or final out, to hear New York come through the speakers, it's like the whole crowd starts singing it. Like I've never seen a fan base or just like anywhere in the world after a game where a victory song comes on and the whole crowd starts singing it. You can hear it across the river. That's how loud it is. So to me, like that's what I think when I think of New York. I know a lot of, as time goes on. I mean, I know that Frank. I mean, also you're welcome, New York. He's from New Jersey.
That's right.
Drive in Hoboken.
But at the same time, I think that when you think about like eventually as time goes on, like good music never dies and his won't. But but newer generations will think of the Jay-Z song at some point. So it's like, and of course, when you have a New York rapper, when you have he's got a billion songs about New York City.
Yeah, he does.
So it's like, eventually it's like he kind of becomes like the soundtrack of the city, the heartbeat of the city. But I think that there's no replacing just a timeless classic in Frank Sinatra.
All right. Well, let's go ahead back to hockey for a second. I want to talk about the Devils. What are the expectations that we have for this Devils teams? We know, there we go. Thank you, Nicole. We know they've been having some big moves lately. Jacob Markstrom and had a trade with Florida. That was one of the bigger moves, as you could say. They had some signings in the draft recently. I can name a couple players too, but there was just a lot of stuff that went on within this past couple weeks between the draft, some trades in Florida. Do we think this Devils team has a shot next year? Do we think he's making the right moves right now? What do we think about this Devils team right now? Nicole, I'm going to start with you first.
I'll go. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, we'll get to Nicole in just a second.
I'm here.
Okay, back to Nicole.
I'm back. I will say it's great that we're retaining Nico, but I want to see Sonny get a really good goaltender to help Allen. I don't think Allen could be the starter. He's not starter material. As much as I love him, I was the only person who supported when Tom brought him in. I swear by that, and I stand by it. Everyone has to go apologize to Jake Allen because he's pretty much been better than Jacob Markstrom. Anyways, I'm glad we got Dawes, but he needs more time in the AHL to develop. We've overused him up here. I feel terrible for him. He should not have dealt with all that. I really need to see someone like Connor Hellebuck in a Devils jersey.
Oh, I would too.
I want to see that so bad. I know that there may be a chance that we may have to give up something. Cough, cough, Dougie Hamilton. Cough, cough.
That wouldn't be a problem for me. I'd be okay with that. Cough, cough. But I think that's a great point, though, about goaltending. They really do need.
You can't really determine how this team is going to go until you've got the roster fully loaded. And what they're truly missing now is not just a top 6 forward, but they're really missing a goalie.
Quinn Hughes. Oh, sorry. Quinn Hughes, my bad.
The nasty cough.
That nasty cough coming out. I'm going to take some medication after the show. And anyways, so there's 2 things that came to mind. Yes, goaltending, Nicole, spot on with that. Allen and Dawes are definitely not the answer in New Jersey. I could assure you on that one. We also got to think of some changes too. Doug Hamilton is definitely not the answer here in New Jersey. I think he's the type of player. I think he had a good run, but I think now it's kind of over with and done. I think he's done as a New Jersey Devil, in my opinion. Um, we also missed out on Quinn Hughes. I think that was a big loss, and I think he's one of the better of the three Hughes brothers because,
Even though he sees ghosts.
yes, absolutely. Because if we think about it, though, Jack Hughes hasn't really done much with the Devils besides Team USA Hockey, and if we minus
And
USA
interns.
Hockey, what else has Jack Hughes done for the Devils?
Please keep
Really?
steak knives away from Jack Hughes.
And yes, and knives and spoons and forks and any
Any kind of
utensils,
glassware.
glassware, glass. They have to do like a metal detector thingy around him, like they'll think the wand things at the airports that they have.
Yeah.
We're just gotta bring that around. Just do that for Jack Hughes. It's okay though. But yeah, that's just how I feel. Like th- you know, they have to also figure out what happens next with the Hughes brothers. Do they get Quinn? Are they going to get rid of Jack and Luke if they don't do something after this year? Because again, it's going to be a ton of years as New Jersey Devil and not much has happened. A lot of hype, but no deliberation. Yet again, I understand some players. I understand some management. Don't get me wrong. But we've also made some playoff appearances, yet we don't see the true Jack Hughes. We don't see the true
No.
Hughes brother side. We don't. And I think that is another big chunk of why maybe the Devils are not the Devils.
Right. And even Brandon has said this before, like, yes, Nico's the captain, but this is Jack's team. Like, they're
Mhm.
building this team around Jack.
Right. Even though it should be around Nico because we know Nico, I think, is, he's the captain for a reason.
Yeah.
You know,
I just think that Nico is more mature. And I think
yes, that's a great word to put it. Yes.
that he's just more like leadership material than Jack. Sorry, Jack, if you're watching.
Yeah, sorry. Yes. And
But you also got to think too, like just once again, like when we were talking about like Ovi and Sid, like overall player standpoint, is Jack more talented? Obviously,
Yeah.
but Nico's one of the best two-way forwards in
Oh
hockey.
yeah.
100%.
So and the thing is, it's Nico has the whole package where it's like he can give you 25, 30 goals. He can basically put up at least a 60-point season, and he can say he says the right things in the media, and everybody's been kind of hard on him. I think when it comes to like he's real soft spoken for someone that should be a captain, but I'm like. But what else do you want him to say when the team is losing like 5 out of 6 games, or they're on a slide? Like, what would you want him to say at that point? We don't want to rip into the team even more when especially we know from last year that a lot of these players have fragile egos in that locker room. So honestly, because at first I was like, okay, Nico's a little bit soft, but then I was like, but then when I understood when they started talking about the problems in the locker room, I was like, okay, and now I see why he kind of has to be the way he is too. But I think like looking at this roster, looking at this team, it's like you've got a few, I guess, okay veterans. You've got a few. Obviously you've still got your kind of core of your Brad, your Nico, your Jack,
of course,
Timo now. What's funny? This is, and no one talks about it enough, but it's true. If anything, I mean, you do need the goaltender. You got to add. I don't like the defense the way it's structured right now. They need to add something defensively there because that defense looks pretty bad right now.
It's a shame too, because when they first put that defense together, we thought like, oh, we've got our like fighters, we've got our big men, but it's just fallen so flat.
It really has.
For lack of a better word.
You know what they and honestly, and I don't see a lot of people saying this, but it's true. With the contract that he has, Timo Meier should be better than what he is.
Yeah, I agree.
It seems like each year. I mean, it's true. Each year he only shows up for a month of the season, where it's like it's Meier March, Meier Madness, if you will. And it's like, okay, he'll score. It's like he'll get you like 27, 28 goals in a season. But this is a guy that with the talent, because if you look at the numbers in San Jose, and then coming over, and kind of the hype of him coming over. This is a guy that should be scoring 35 goals a year, at least.
Yeah. Timo gotta be better.
He should be a 60-point player at least, and he's not. And it's like you can't have just a stretch where it's like, okay, he's coming into March with like, 8 goals and maybe like, 20 assists, and then he ends it with like, scoring like, what is it, like 14 goals in a month.
Yeah.
So like the numbers will look good at the end of they'll look okay at the end of the season, but they should always be better than what they are. And a lot of times when this team struggles offensively, when Jack goes down, it falls on Timo, and Timo does nothing in these games. So, he'll beat his man. He still has the speed, the strength to beat a defender, to chase down a puck, to do dirty work. He does all the little things well. It's just that it seems like he can't finish.
No.
He hits posts, shoots wide. Defensively, he's not. We're trying to get back on defense. He's not great.
Right.
It's he does a lot of little things well, but there's a lot of little things he doesn't do well. So it's like I need to see a 60-point season out of him this year if they're going to go anywhere, because if you're just relying on Jack to get you 90 to 100 and something points,
Yeah.
and then you're relying on Nico to be a point per game guy, which he is, it's like, okay, who else is going to step up?
Right.
Brat can't be going ghost like he does every year. Timo can't be doing nothing until March every year. Those two guys need to show why they're part of this core that the Devils have built. Because there's no reason for them to be, like, because everybody gives Brat a pass because he's a 6th-round pick, later in the draft, all that stuff, found a diamond in the rough. But with how good he is, like the hype that's been around Jesper Bratt, I expect more out of him too.
Yeah.
So, he's got all that speed because outside of Jack, he's the fastest player on the team. So, he's somebody where, not great defensively, but if he gets to a loose puck, he's guaranteed to get a breakaway, just like Jack. But there's a lot of times where Bratt, like how many times do we see even in shootouts where Bratt is literally going to the same, like, forehand, backhand, trying to score, and I'm like, and trying to go 5-hole every single. I'm like, do you do anything else? Like it's like, do you have any other bag of tricks, or is this just who you are? Like to me, it's like guys like him show why they are 6th-round picks when the moment gets too big for them, which it has for him. So it's like, if we're gonna do anything, they need. They do need the goalie. They do need. They're gonna get rid of Dougie. Honestly, I don't know why Siegenthaler is still here.
That's another point too. Why is he still here? But there's so many questions for this Devils team. Why are some of these players still here? But again, I have a lot of faith in Sonny. Because look at the moves already he's made with Markstrom and everything else. That is already a good sign to me as a Devils fan.
Yep.
I was gonna say it's only June. It's July now. July 2nd to be exact. So I have a lot of faith in this Devils team.
I find it crazy how he pretty much dumped a contract before it even started.
Right? Like, that's great.
That was an insane move.
That's how you know he's the right man for the job. Look what he did down in Florida. And this is just, like I said, this is just a perfect thing for the Devils. This is not going to be a cup year. I could assure you on this one for the Devils.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
I could just, by the looks on paper, it does not look like this is a cup year. But the way that we're already starting this offseason, there's hope in my eyes that this is a Devils team that has some potential. Maybe next year, maybe the year after. With a good GM like Sonny, I think this team can go a long way. With the right moves, this team has it for sure. No question about it.
Plus, too, I think it's really cool how he kind of backed Utah into a corner with the offer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that, backing out of a trade at the last minute.
Wasn't that like
Sonny's playing chess while the other guys are all playing checkers? It's just like
that's a great way to put it. Chess and checker. Yeah, I love that.
I still think that when you think about what's still left to do this offseason and how aggressive Sonny is being, they could I think they're a wild card team.
Yeah, absolutely. They could be a wild card team.
Ducks in a row and not suffer injuries that will plague the whole team.
That's what it is.
Yeah. It's the injuries. That's the point. The great point. Injuries. If there's too many injuries, you can't win.
No.
We have to keep that in mind about the injuries.
Jack
and, you
needs
know,
to stay healthy too.
that's the other thing.
That's the other
Jack's-
thing, because it seems like every year if Jack goes
always
down, the
hurt.
entire team.
He needs to play at least 70 games. He hasn't done it in like 3 years.
No, and the
So-
team
If
needs
he
to
can't
learn
do
how
that, then I
to-
think that's the time to say Jack Hughes needs to go. Then I think it's the point, because if he cannot play over 70 games, there's a problem.
Because at some point, as much as we love him, we know how
Yeah,
talented
yeah,
he is.
yeah.
It's true. Like, it's not wrong, because you got to think about that. Like, you know, for as great as he is, if you're only giving us like 55, 60 games a year, and if you're only really like, you know, I mean, the second half of the year, he was the only one doing anything on this offense, which I will thank him for, you know, because, you know, post Olympic break, he was on fire. But I just think that,
But even if you do less, though, I just want to. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but even if you do
Yeah.
less, you still got to do stuff in the playoffs. He has not done that in the
yeah,
playoffs.
it's true.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't care, you know, even if he does less, but he's still, even when he's healthy in the playoffs, he doesn't do anything in the playoffs. That's why it's frustrating. It's so
He
frustrating.
was good in the Rangers series. He was,
But
but
it's games though. It should
yeah,
one game.
yeah.
We should have lost
Yeah,
the
I
first
think-
two, and then go back and forth all the way to the end. That's the other thing. We have to keep that.
The
in
thing
mind.
is too, it's like you can also look at it too. It's like, you know, they don't even get to the playoffs without him. So it's like,
That's true.
you know, like, you know, he gets there, but like how much stress is it for him to carry the load every year to get them into the playoffs because other guys aren't holding up their end? Like,
Yeah.
you know, Nico will, but like I said before, what's Brat gonna do? What's Timo gonna do? Like, if those guys play like they should be, it's less pressure on Jack to shoulder that load, pun intended. But it's like, I can't, you know, but it is also true where there's only so much you can deal with the injuries before it just becomes detrimental to the team. And, you know, you can't have a guy playing, you know, 50, 60 games for his talent level when he should be playing at least 70 a year. And it's because he's a guy where we saw when he was healthy, what was that? When he played, what was it, like 78 games, whatever it was, he had 99 points.
Yeah.
Like, he is when, if he's healthy, 100 plus point player every year, every single season. It's just a matter of can you stay on the ice,
Or
and
can
for-
you not?
or for one reason or another, he can't so far. Like, he's the biggest. Like, he's a guy I feel like you'll look back on if he's not healthy the rest of his career. But if this trend continues, he's a guy you'll look back on and wonder, wow, he was great, but what could he have been if he was healthy?
Well, I know Nicole's ready to go to the pool, so let's do some final thoughts real quick. And by the way, for everybody who is in New Jersey, Florida, or anywhere else, please stay inside. Or if you're going outside, be careful. It is hot. It's going to reach 100 today. That's my public service announcement. For my final thoughts of today's show, it's great to be back with everybody here. It's been a lot of. I love everybody for doing this. This is great. This is great. Shout out to Glenn from 1010 Wins for watching today's show. We really appreciate it. And really just enjoy the great day, enjoy the weekend, and remember 4th of July is a celebration of America, and it's also time to remember all those men and women who are serving currently in our armed forces. They gave everything for us, and this is why we are here celebrating 250 years of America. We are not here without them. Let us remember that, as always. Made in the USA. There we go. Thank you, Brandon. That's my final thoughts. And congrats to Liberty on winning the Commissioner's Cup.
Yeah.
We're gonna win the
Another
WNBA
Commissioner's
championship.
Cup.
We're gonna win the
Another-
WNBA championship next. Don't you worry.
What's the
Another
difference
another
between that? I never
the Commissioner's
understood what
Cup
it
is the in-season tournament.
Yeah.
The
Oh, okay, they have
WNBA
an
in-season tournament.
Is
Yeah.
it kind of like the All-Star game kind of type thing?
No,
No,
it's a straight in-season tournament. It's basically
Which is basically the regular season, but there's a trophy involved.
Yeah, the WNBA started that.
Yeah.
The WNBA started that before the NBA in-season tournament,
Yeah.
and that's why the NBA got their in-season tournament
Okay,
was
that
because the
makes sense.
WNBA one was so good. And guess what? My Storm are finally playing well. It took them a long while.
Forever, but
We're-
they're finally
we're-
doing good.
We're so young. It's fine. I understand.
That's okay. Nicole, I'll give you the next word. What is your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are enjoy the weekend. 250 years of America is insane. we'll never see anything like this again in our lifetime. So please enjoy it, be festive, all that. Um,
And do
I'm
not climb
definitely
Empire State Building to do a proposal.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes. I
Uh,
cannot believe that happened.
I know that was insane.
That was
I
yesterday.
can. It's New
I-
York City. I can.
I also respect the cops for being like, we're just gonna let them do it, and then we're gonna arrest them going down. So
Yeah.
that's good on them. That's the thing I appreciate the most.
Well, they're not climbing up there, so of course they have to wait till they come down.
Well, the body cam footage came out. They did go up there at some point.
Somewhat to some point of the tower.
That's oh.
All I know is you really can't do it on the 86th floor of the observation deck. You had to go all the way to the top. Like,
Well,
Really?
the entire idea was that it's based on the show that they
Yeah.
did or whatever. Yeah, it's like it's a
I
whole
get
mess.
it, but still, I mean, no warning or nothing. You just did it.
Netflix got some great promotion for that.
Oh,
yeah.
Definitely, 100%.
Even though there was
But
no affiliation with it whatsoever for this climb.
following Nicole's point, though, stay safe and do not climb the Empire State Building.
Don't climb the
To
Empire
the
State
top. To the
Building.
top. You could go 86th floor. That's good. Or maybe 94.
Stay
Robert,
away
go-
from Madison Square Garden this weekend.
Oh,
Someone,
that's right, because of
someone's
the
getting
alleged wedding
married.
that is supposed to be happening.
Oh God.
someone's allegedly getting married at MSG this weekend.
I don't even watch. It's like completely 4th of July related. Nothing to do with Taylor Swift's wedding.
No.
Mark
Did you
my
guys,
words.
No.
Mark my
the wedding,
words on
the
that.
wedding, the wedding. I can essentially confirm the wedding's happening tomorrow because
Yeah.
I saw the piano. I saw the piano. I saw.
But a piano could be anything. Could it be Billy Joel's? We don't know.
It's a
Like-
grand. It's a grand. I saw the piano. I saw what was it? It wasn't the streamers. Whatever it was.
There was
It's
someone,
happening tomorrow. It's
there
happening.
was someone that had said that they thought that it was pretty much recreating the Love Story music video.
They're
Like
building
the
a
scene-
castle for it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
You never-
that's right. I saw the castle.
the
piece.
castle.
Could
Yeah.
be for something. Like I said, I believe it when I see it. That's
And
the
it's
thing.
funny too because
Dude,
initially,
They said the wedding was gonna be the first week of July anyway.
yeah,
Well,
So-
that's fair, but still, I'll believe if I see if they. I mean, Madison Square Garden of all places, that's where you choose to get
I
married.
know. That's
Are
why
you
I
a
thought
diehard
initially it
Ranger
was
or
a
Knicks fan?
smoke
Like, that's what I
screen
want.
for where the
the story at least that I know of is originally they were gonna go to Rhode Island.
yeah.
Which was the
and
original
then-
source, yeah.
That was the original place that they were gonna go, and then I don't know. MSG just kind of
But she
Fell in their
doesn't.
lap.
But she doesn't want like a ton of people like spying on them. Like she doesn't want the press there or whatever.
No.
It is. Like,
So why
It
would
is-
you choose
you-
MSG of all places?
because you can lock it down,
that's the thing. Yeah, she can lock it down. And the thing is, there's
and they're locking down the
So-
streets.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
locking down the streets around MSG
yeah, but not
tomorrow.
to enter Madison Square Garden.
Well, no one's gonna.
You still have to go
enter-
through people and things to get into Madison
It's,
Square Garden.
well, you'd realize do you know the Spike Lee back entrance?
Well, yeah,
to
obviously
Madison
there's a
Square-
back entrance,
exactly.
yes,
Everyone's gonna go through the
but
back
still,
end.
you know somebody's
fine.
gonna be stalking and watching. Okay, anyways,
Well, yeah, but outside, I mean, it's
Yeah,
not, it's more private than Rhode Island wedding.
I mean, who
There
goes to
was
Rhode
something
Island, though?
2
That's the
weekends
thing.
ago in up near her Rhode Island mansion. I think it was like her bachelorette or something.
But like I
Was
said,
it?
who
Oh my
goes
God.
to Rhode Island? That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
What do you mean? Rhode Island's like a huge wedding destination.
It
Is
is.
it- yeah, that's
It's
that's
gigantic.
I don't
dude.
know. That's why I don't know.
It's
I'm
dude,
sorry.
it's gigantic. Like they're
I know
they're,
people go to Rhode
they're-
Island. I want to apologize about that. But I'm just saying, like,
the
Like-
the Rhode Island wedding industry is huge.
Have you seen her mansion though? Like it's beautiful in Rhode Island.
Well, I
like
mean,
it
yeah.
overlooks.
It is.
It's on a cliff overlooking the water.
I'm talking about media, but you know what? I'm losing this debate no matter what. I'm just Robert. Go ahead. Final thoughts.
You just I don't. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I have a very weird 4th of July. I'm doing something very dumb. I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm just doing it.
Maybe
I know
that's
why I'm
fine.
doing it.
Please do
I'm-
not jump off a bridge
No, I'm seeing.
or climb the Empire State
or
Building.
God,
You
yeah,
climb the
yeah.
or the
Empire
Space Needle since you're in Seattle.
That thing's impossible to. Oh, actually, you can. Climb
You can
it.
climb it.
No, we're not giving you
But
ideas.
no ideas though. We're not giving any ideas.
I mean, I
Seattle
can't do it
police.
with my right leg. Anyway, no, I'm seeing the Young Washington movie.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm just very curious about. So I was like, I got it for free somehow.
Good for you.
I cheesed the system, so I'm excited to see it. I'm just curious what my review of it's gonna be. But other than that, yeah. I can't wait to watch Canada on America's Holiday. gonna be great.
It'd be great. What a celebration.
That's gonna be fantastic.
Brandon, we're gonna go to you next.
You know, I mean, my plans start today since I'm off. I mean, I got work tomorrow, but I'm off today.
too.
You know, and that's good because you stay out of the heat.
Yeah.
You're like me, and we're doing our watch along later.
I'm very excited for that.
Oh, that's right. By
Which-
the way, check out What's the Scoop for those who are, on Surge or K&K Sports
Mhm.
channel. Yes. And then
Yeah,
so
so we're doing that. I probably will be doing that from my phone actually because I might be at my friend's house watching the game.
Oh,
Uh,
nice. Have fun.
So, because God forbid. I mean, listen, it's gonna be a lot of screaming Portuguese people in that house. Yeah. So
should I wish you luck or something? I don't.
I mean,
don't know how to
that's
go with
I'll
that
be
this
one of
round or
them.
something.
That's
But-
the right way to go about it. Yeah.
I mean, we watched when they played Spain. We watched them in the UEFA Nations final, and that was a moment. So, today will be no different. So that's the first thing.
All I'm gonna say is wear earbuds.
If I can survive NASCAR without earbuds, I can survive that.
No, I'm saying for our.
How did you survive
earlobes.
NASCAR
For the
without
viewers.
earbuds? How?
What do you mean?
Were you on the top of the
NASCAR,
stadium or
you
something?
don't,
Like,
you don't need earbuds for NASCAR. Oh my God.
yeah, you kind
Do
of
you need
do.
I mean,
do you?
it's kind of loud.
Your
don't you think?
ears do pop a little bit because of how loud it can be when they like if it's
Okay,
like
that's-
one car. Yeah, if it's one car after another, you're okay. If it's like three wide going down that stretch and you hear like all
Yeah,
those
that's
engines
great.
at once, your ears might pop, but that's about it. But it is loud. It's loud enough to where you do need it. There was a lot of people wearing earbuds and headphones and stuff.
It's fair.
But yeah, other
I
than
think that is one of the sports I would like to see is NASCAR. Except I know now I need to be in a glass suite with soundproof walls and a big headset like crazy.
Brand, I'm jealous, man. Brandon, I gotta go to a NASCAR race next year because Brandon went to
It's
the
fun.
Poconos. I'm like, yeah.
I didn't realize
At this point, I just want to go to the Vegas GP, the F1 Vegas GP.
I see that the
That's
Vegas and the Formula One. That is
Well, apparently they're doing because of what's going on in the Middle East, they might do double Vegas weekends. So we'll
Are
see.
you gonna watch from the escalator that goes up and down like the people have been doing? I thought that was great.
that entire GP is such a mess. I don't know.
It's great.
It's a mess, but yeah.
Well,
Show
that's it.
from Daytona. That's all I'm saying.
Go to
It's gonna be-
Daytona. Yes.
Yes.
Enjoy the 4th of July weekend. Stay warm. Well, that's a horrible way. Stay cool.
Yeah, I was
Do
gonna
not
say how
worry.
much
Well,
warmer
stay,
do you
stay,
want?
Stay cool.
Stay warm for
warm.
me.
Stay cool.
Stay warm for me. It's 53 degrees at the moment.
He's in Seattle.
Wow.
Everyone. Just sort of clarify that he's in Seattle. Nowhere
know.
near.
Well, but again,
Where we are in New Jersey.
What's the temperature supposed to be today? Like the high?
Like 65.
That's it.
Oh, I love that. I would love to go down there. I
I-
also would love to go to
I'm
Alaska.
not-
That's on my
I'm
bucket
not.
list. Just letting you know. Bucket list.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's like 65 today. We're
I
not
love
getting
that.
good weather until like later in the week.
That sounds like great weather. What are you talking about?
Don't we love how for Memorial Day weekend?
I need to leave this state. I hate the weather so much.
Don't we love how for Memorial Day weekend it was a washout, and now for July 4th weekend it's a heat wave?
It makes perfect sense. Now we're gonna get snow for Labor Day. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No. Oh God. No.
Well-
don't wish that.
I'm not wishing anything. I'm just
Anything
Well,
could happen.
I mean,
Well,
we had a heat wave. We had a rainstorm. I mean, what's next? Snow. I mean,
hell.
Hail.
it's all
That's
lining
right.
up. The pieces are matching. The puzzle's fitting together nicely. Actually, I'm gonna be quite honest.
You know
with
what? You know what I'm thinking though? Like I'm also worried if we get another heat wave, like a second heat wave, because remember last year until mid-October it was like 100 degrees outside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it was still hot in October. Like
Need the hydration break.
oh,
Hydration.
Ah,
We've been watching too much World Cup.
I think so.
There's a lot of games, man.
I know
There's
it's been
too
so
many
much fun
games.
though to watch all the games. You know,
It really
as someone
is.
who doesn't really follow soccer, like I'm actually
watch
really
watch
enjoying it.
Telemundo. It's better.
Yeah,
Really?
Telemundo's way
Fox.
better.
Everybody's
oh,
been saying
yeah.
that. They watch the Telemundo.
Oh
one.
yeah.
I don't understand what
Telemundo's-
they say though.
Tel-
That's the thing. Like I'm
Telemundo's-
sure Nicole, you don't read
Telemundo's
it.
But
way
it's
better.
exciting.
Telemondo's way better. Partially, so there's a couple of reasons.
Because
Partially
when they scream goal for 10 minutes straight.
no, they actually have better commentary. And not to say that the British commentary for Fox isn't great. It is awesome. But they don't do commercials for the hydration break.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
It's fantastic. I'm so tired of Alexi Lawless. I'm so done. I'm so done. He's so bad. He is awful. I love how Rob Stone's the only one that can handle him. It's so annoying. Anyway.
All right. That's our show. Thank you for joining us and have a good one.